Well, what's going on, everybody? So let's talk about quality control, because I know that everybody hates it, but for some reason the internet, everybody wants to talk about it. So let's check guitar quality control one more time. First of all, somewhere in North Carolina, it's a Monday. I'm shooting this video just before I upload it, so this is something I was working on at the last minute. And I'm using my new DJI Action 2 camera, and it's really windy outside. This is just kind of a test. I haven't actually used this thing for much, except for we did a video about it on our other channel. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It's a really cool little camera. Anyway, guitar quality control. I want to chat about this in a different way today. There are many people who get on Facebook groups and in all kinds of ridiculous comments, right? Everybody's like, every guitar brand, mostly Gibson, has some quality control issue, and therefore that brand is terrible, etc., etc. Well, I can guarantee you that it is not the goal, and it is to the point where people think it's like the goal of a particular guitar brand to pass off bad quality. Like they're doing it on purpose. I can guarantee you that's not happening, because the majority of people who are in business want to sell things and want to be successful and sell a product that's good and that people like and that more people will buy in the future, right? Like that's why we have JD Power and Associates customer satisfaction surveys. That's why we have all that kind of stuff, because people want to know and they want to make sure that everybody is happy with what they're doing. It makes total sense, right? That's what you want. So let me ask you, do you think that it's just angry people on the internet saying stuff for no reason? Or it could be that one person had a quality control issue, it got posted 500 times, and now people think that 500 guitars have a quality control issue, and it just got completely blown out of proportion. That's what I think happens a lot of times. The other thing too is I think a lot of people say that a quality control problem is a problem, but it's not. It's a setup problem. A brand can't be blamed for the fact that a guitar shows up after being in a UPS truck or a shipping truck for 5 days, and the action being all wonky and the intonation need to be set. And none of that stuff can be set on a guitar from the factory in such a way that it will be good for every player. You know, nut height, intonation, string height, neck relief, all those things need to be checked at the place of purchase with the consumer. Like that has nothing to do with the brand. Now they do set them up and they do go through some things, but it's not, it's a like a brand industry standard. Like for example, a Telecaster, the factory spec for a Telecaster is too high for a lot of people. The Action is too high for a lot of people, but that's where they set it. It's like the middle of the road place where they set it. So that has nothing to do with anything. Most of the setup problems that people talk about as quality control are just not real. It just doesn't even apply. So what if you do have a real problem with a guitar? What if you did buy a guitar online, for example, from Sweetwater or Zounds, or from even Guitar Center, Musician's Friend, anybody online? What if you did buy a guitar online and you had a problem with it? You just send it back, right? No big deal. How many people actually have to do that? How many people have an issue with a guitar to the point that they have to return it? And it's not something that can just be fixed with their guitar tech real quick. I want to know the answer to all these questions. I want to know which ones are real. So here's how we're going to do it. Instead of just being angry in the comments, like everybody is all the time, I want to be 100% constructive about this. And if there is a real problem, I want to know. And I want to help solve it. Which, I mean, I think we all can help solve a real problem that is not just a perceived issue. So here's what we're going to do. I started an email address. It's called badqualitycontrol.com. badqualitycontrol@gmail.com. There's a link to it in the description. And I have set up a list of criteria that if you have an issue with a guitar, I've got them here on my phone, I'm going to share them with you now. I want you to email me the problem that you had with the guitar and a couple other things. So here's the list. I'm going to post it in a pinned comment, the top comment, as well as at the top of the description of this video. I want your name, your first and last name, and I want your email address. This is not a marketing thing. I'll explain why in a minute. Your state, province, or territory, because who knows what country it is. I want to know the country. I want to know the guitar brand, the guitar model, and be as specific as you can about which model it is. The purchase date. Now, the purchase date has to be within the last 2 calendar years. I'm making this video, it's the beginning of November 2021. 2 calendar years. We're not going to talk about stuff that happened 20 years ago. It's not fair to anybody. The place of purchase, the issues that you had with the guitar, and photos of the evidence of it. See, we're not going to just go with angry people on the internet. If you have a real issue and you want it to go away, be positive about it and let's do something about it. Here's what I'm going to do. If you satisfy all those criteria that I just laid out, I'll list them down below. What it's going to do is it's going to weed out the people who are just complaining to be ignorant or complaining to be trolls. It's going to weed out lazy people who are probably trolls also. And we're actually going to do some problem solving, because what I want to do is, if it's a real issue, I am going to send it to whoever needs to see it. If there's a bunch of this stuff, I might actually start like a Twitter or an Instagram and post the stuff in a constructive way, and maybe turn this into a thing where, like, if you have a quality control problem, submit it here and we can like share it with people. Let's solve some problems. If there is a real problem, let's solve them. If there's not a real problem, we will find that out too. If along the way people are submitting things that aren't real quality control issues, like setup stuff, we can look at that too. We can like break this down and understand what's really happening in a not angry in a Facebook group way. Because let's face it, nobody cares what anybody says in a Facebook group. Nobody's listening to you. Nobody's listening to angry YouTube comments. So let's weed all that out and get to the root of the problem in a super constructive, positive way. This is not a downer on any company. I want to know. That whole like JD Power and Associates and all those customer surveys and all that kind of stuff, they do that stuff so that they understand who's going to buy their next product and how they can market in the future and what kind of product they can sell and all those sorts of things to move forward. Like, they want to continue to grow their brand, whatever company it is. And so they need to know that. But as consumers, we need to be educated as well. I think that it is not fair to any guitar brand to have an inaccurate representation of bad customer service experiences. And I think that happens a lot. And I want to call that out. I'm basically calling that out. I'm basically saying 90% of what y'all are talking about quality control stuff is BS. And to prove it, let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's actually see some real things and then look at percentages. And I know that I'm not going to reach every person on the internet because my channel's not that big, and I know that this is only going to be a very small sample size, but you can help me with that. If you know somebody who's had an issue, share this video with them. Do not share their problem. Share this video with them so that they can do it themselves. Also, if you cannot for some reason, fulfill all the criteria that I laid out in that pinned comment, get in the comments and let us know issues that you have had, because I want to know what people think are quality control problems too, and we will do a follow-up video about all of this. I want to be really constructive about this and like turn it into a thing that we can actually move forward. What if there's a way that I can get Gibson on the phone and be like, look man, 100 people sent me this, and I know that's not very many people, but it's enough people to worry about. There's this issue. What are you doing about it? And actually have a conversation, because I can do that. I can call people. I know people who know people who know people, and I think we could actually have a conversation. with somebody at Gibson, with somebody at Fender, with somebody at PR, whoever it is, doesn't matter. I don't care what company it is. We will try to reach out and be constructive about it, but just not in the normal everybody's angry in the Facebook comments kind of way. I want to try it. Let me know what you think. Get in the comments. Be nice. Be nice. Yes, be nice. And let me know what you think. Get in the comments and let's chat about it. And let's move the world forward. Let's make it a better place, and let's have better guitars. That'd be awesome. We got the gear news coming out tomorrow morning. We got a live stream on Thursday. We are super, super busy in the pickup department this week and next week and the week after. So I'm doing everything I can to keep up with everything. But if there's a video that's late or it doesn't get out in time, I apologize. We are super slammed. If you have any questions about anything, get in the comments and let me know. If you want to order something with a loaded pick guard, please let me know, because we're going to try to handle a bunch of loaded pick guard orders in December. So just FYI. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you soon.